Ay, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. Everyone sick, make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and they talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? What it do? Welcome back to the live episode of the Post Podium Podcast, post game version. All right, we talking about the Bills' dominance over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can we say dominance? Was it dominance?
Dominance, sensational, like Chris Brown would say. Chris Breezy.
Wow, I did not expect the Chris Brown reference. I love it.
He said sensational. I don't know that song. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, no doubt. All right.
If it's not Wilson Pickett, I don't know who it is.
It ain't nothing new under the sun. Somebody done copy it off of somebody, done copy it off of somebody.
Right.
It is what it is. But let's get right into it, fellas. Do y'all want to go into the game? Do y'all want to start with stuff we heard? What are y'all feeling right now?
I had a couple questions. Mel, is it true that they let you guys pretty much sit wherever you wanted? Because I heard somebody say that they let you guys sit.
Yes and no. So if somebody had seats, like the tickets, then they sat in them seats. However, if there was empty seats, people was moving around, stuff like that. So like 2 rows behind me was kind of empty, so people were just kind of filling in and just moving around and stuff like that. And then people was moving during the game too. But originally, when you first got there, everybody was pretty much in their seats. But after that, it was.
Is Peanut Man still there?
I'm in a different section.
Oh, you're in a different section.
In a different section. Yeah.
Oh,
my man with the peanuts.
Y'all want some?
Tupac.
Yeah, right. The dude that informed me that they called that I'm wrong for not knowing Khalil Shakir's name is Tupac. He hands out peanuts in the section or whatever snack he happens to have.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Okay. And he just submitted it in our brain, so I can't not call him Tupac. Like he's Tupac Shakur for now. Like,
I still don't. It's Tupac Shakir. After that catch yesterday, he's Khalil Shakir now. After that catch,
I mean, you got to put some respect on his real name.
Right after that catch, man, he is Khalil
in the shape to get that tud, man. Yeah. Like.
Yeah, whoever 39, it was that Minkah Fitzpatrick.
That was Minkah.
Yeah,
38. That was Minkah.
That was Minkah.
No, Minkah was the first hit, but 38 was the one he shot. The double move.
But
no. Minkah missed the tackle.
He was the first one. And then the second one, the 38, whoever that was.
It don't even matter. His name fell right off the back of his jersey as soon as his ankles got broke.
We're watching young boys coming of age. We are watching young boys coming of age. I mean, if you show me that, if we got to roll like that and we don't win this week, I'll accept it because we getting Kyer in, we're getting Balin in, we're getting Dorian in. These guys are playing in positions that they didn't plan to play for. We got an old head that was about to go on vacation.
My man AJ Klein,
he was in the RV ready to go.
Work.
He was going to Key West.
AJ was putting in work, man.
Said they have a family caucus. Wish I was joking, but yeah. So no, I mean I really don't have too much stuff. What do you have? Mel, you got anything?
Man, I just want to shout out that defense, man. Playing in the playoff game with your 3rd and 4th string guys, like, come on, man. Like, this is a playoff game. Like, don't get me wrong. The Steelers, I don't think they're as good as us, but they're not crappy. They made the playoffs, right? Like, for you to play in that game, in those conditions, depleted, and still ball out, man, shout out to the defense, man. They really played really, really good, man.
And
really good.
I'm glad you said that because I just remembered. Let me shout out to the people that cleared the stadium. Let me shout out to the people that plowed the roads.
For $20 an hour and Bills tickets. I heard they got Bills tickets.
Oh, they got the tickets and the dough?
Well, it was only like 31 people, I heard. 71 the first day, and then like yesterday was like 30 or something like that.
They can't beat that, man. You figure you got $20 an hour, plus you got free food, and you got tickets to the game. You can't beat that, man.
But depending on where the food came from.
Probably the stadium. Come on, man.
Delaware North style.
They went to Wegmans, got some subs.
Got them on the sub platter that everybody gets.
Can you imagine you out there shoveling for 3 or 4 hours, and you go out there and you go back to get some food and it's cold subs.
Right. Like yo, I'm cold already. I don't need cold sub. Anybody got a lighter?
What you gonna do with a lighter?
I'm gonna heat my sub
that bad boy up.
Oh my gosh. I'm not built for that. I'm sorry.
Hey, I mean, you know what's weird about that though? As cold as they say it was, it just hasn't felt cold to me. Maybe something's wrong with my body.
Listen, I was there, bundled up. I was not cold. My wife was there. She ain't feel nothing. Like, we were good. I will say this though, when it comes to any type of temperature where you're like, when it's like single digits or getting cold like that, first thing is your extremity. So your toes and your hands. If those is good, you good. You good.
Yeah, your head, and fingers, and toes. Yeah. Because it feels like that's all you feel when you're out there. You're like, I don't have a foot. This is some dangling toes somewhere, or my fingertips. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad you got to go.
Yeah.
You didn't have to get on a plane and go to Atlanta, because that would have been a travesty.
Yeah.
What?
That's what they were thinking about moving the game.
Oh,
Dude,
I thought
I heard Cleveland and Atlanta.
Yeah, I thought it was Cleveland.
Yeah,
first.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Wow.
They said no.
All right. I do want to say this about the defense. I think there's been a major benefit to the backups playing in as many big games as they have. Like, think about the game against the Vikings where Cam Lewis messes up at the end of the game, and instead of smacking the ball down, he tries to get the pick.
Oh, on the Justin Jefferson catch.
Yeah, right. And the experience of going through that, mind you, it's regular season, but that was a big moment in a big game that he was involved in, right? Yeah. And I think a lot of our backups have gotten that kind of experience over the years of playing in these, big time night games or a playoff game or something like that, because they have to. They're the only healthy person there. And I think what we saw last night is a clear indicator of that. These guys have the experience in big time games to be able to keep their head on straight when things ain't going right, and to kind of keep their mind on the next play, so that they're in position the next time to make a play, i.e. Kaiir Elam. I think
there's truth to that, and I like the fact that Poyer and Hyatt were playing, so they helped out Kaiir.
Yep.
They helped out Dane, even though Dane's been there before. They helped out Cam Lewis, and on the linebacker front, you had AJ Klein. Even though he's not the focal point of our linebacking core, he's been in that role before for a lot of years, and he knows how to produce. So when you brought in, Baylon Spector, when you brought in Dorian Williams, it wasn't much of a fall off because you had a guy you could lean on to ask, for help or whatever. The D line, like I said, I was in the car. I was like, you know what? Let's just give credit to the front 12, because you're talking about 4 linebackers and 8 defensive line players that played in the heavy rotation in this game. Without that ability to have Linval Joseph play, I just didn't see holding them to under 100 yards, 82 yards or whatever it was, without Mason Rudolph. I thought their offensive line was going to impose their will. I thought we were still going to win, because I thought we were going to pass and they weren't going to be able to run against our pass. But to see them stymied like that, I don't give Najee Harris that much credit anyway. I think Ware is a better running back to me.
Jalen Warren.
I like Warren. I like Warren better than Najee Harris, but he is
like
number
a
one.
Small, fast guy?
Huh?
I said, what? You like a small, fast guy?
He's shifty. And he's not Devin Singletary small and fast. He's actually got speed.
He's not the motor.
Devin Singletary, the motor's 4.6 speed. Yeah,
right. This guy has actually got productive NFL running back speed. So I mean, and he'll hit you too, and he will lay the lumber. So that was something I really like, and he catches the ball. I mean, there was a lot to like about their offense. I mean, it really was.
Yeah.
But our defense showed up, and this, like I said last week, this is exactly why I hated the excuse of the injuries. Because you see what happened. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to rely on.
Right.
But you don't pack up and go home when you lose Rasul Douglas, or when you lose Terrell Bernard. The next man stepped up. It might not be as good, but it's up to McDermott and his team to build an adjustment and make changes to his scheme in order to best elevate the players that you have on the field. And that's what they did yesterday.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of the decision to keep out Rasul Douglas and then even Tyrell Dodson once he got his injury in the game?
I think he was pre-planning for the next game and beyond, because again, like we talked about this. If he can play, do we really need him to play, or should we sit him, let him get him extra week of rest to prepare for when we really gonna need him? You know what I'm saying? Because we all said we wasn't too worried about Pittsburgh's passing game. It was more about the run game, about Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. So I like the idea of getting him more rest, because I'm telling you right now, we gonna need him next week, man.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely gonna need him next week.
Yeah, 100%. I think, and I didn't even know Rasul Douglas could have played in this game, but I love the decision to keep him out for until the next game. Same thing for Tyrell Dodson, because if you listen to the reporters, or not the reporters, but the TV analysts after the game, they're talking about how depleted this Bills defense is. Well, wait a second. We got boys coming back next week. We're going to be just fine. Dotson being in there. I mean, obviously, do we know what happened with Terrell Bernard?
Sprained ankle.
Sprained ankle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So possible, but 6 days to
as long as it's not a high ankle sprain,
right.
I think they can shoot him up. Huh?
I don't think he'll play this week. I
But
think
if we advance, we can.
If we win this upcoming game, then he'll be playing again. But I wouldn't count on him playing this Sunday.
Listen, I'm gonna say it with my chest. The Bills gonna win. The Bills gonna beat the Chiefs. Handedly.
Did you know Patrick Mahomes 15 playoff games he's never played away from home except for the Super Bowl?
Never.
That's not the reason why I think. But
I mean that's insane though.
Yeah,
But to his point, you got to look at. To me, it's like the flip of where Brady was in our division. Who else in the division is going to take the division from him?
Yeah, but I mean, even Brady played away from home at some point. I mean, 15 straight though.
True though, but I mean, Brady, you had Peyton, you had Flacco with the Ravens. Like, there's not a real lot of competition outside of, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Right now, it's Mahomes and a bunch of other guys trying to get to that level.
Right.
And they're either dealing with injuries in Joe Burrow, or they're just young. I mean, C.J. Stroud, I think, is going to be one of those guys.
Man, he looking real good, bro.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, you look at what he's doing. You look at what Jordan Love is doing. Nobody expected that. Except your boy right here.
I remember you guys said.
I did.
He did say, like, yo, I can see the Packers winning that game. I'm like, what?
I see it because they can run that ball, man. I tried to tell folk, man, they can run that ball.
Yeah.
I did not expect that passing game, though. Did you see that?
Yo.
They played Dallas, right?
Listen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they destroyed Dallas.
Now, we talked about it's a different game from the season in the playoffs. I don't know how they got the memo, but, yo, they turned it on, man.
Right.
That's not the same. Like, I didn't watch all their games, but I watched some of their games. I ain't never seen them play like that. That in sync, I've never seen them play like that.
Yep.
Like, they just, like, it's the playoffs, so they really turned it on, man.
I think Dallas might be the laughing stock of the league right now.
Yo, how is Mike McCarthy not fired yet? How's he not gone?
Everybody's calling for his head right now, basically.
Just like they did Jason Garrett for 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
When they went up 27-0, if you'd have saw Jerry Jones' face when he turned around in the studio, he was like,
"Yep."
Can somebody tell me what's going on right now?
He's like, "Yep."
Did y'all see Jimmy Johnson during the halftime
Jimmy
show?
Johnson went off.
He was not having it.
He
was like, yo, I just came for the Ring of Honor, and you fools is doing this in the next week.
Man,
It's crazy.
They've been on one. They've been on one ever since us.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing because they're exposed. They're not that good. Philly was not that good. I mean, Detroit, they came through, but my man Puka went up though.
Man, I thought the Rams were going to take it. I really did. I had the Rams winning that game. Yeah, I was very surprised.
And something scary about Detroit, man. It's not just the players. It's just like they look like us.
Yep.
They're all together. The coach is there. The team is there. Like they got each other back. Like that's a scary team, man.
No doubt.
That's a scary team.
Doubt. I think if they can, who are they playing this week? The Bucks. They got the Bucks coming to town.
Do they got the Bucks?
Let's
Or do they got San Fran?
Bucks play. Who's the other team in there?
So you got San Fran, Bucks, Packers, and what you call the Lions.
Bucks at Lions.
Yeah,
Bucks and Lions. Ooh, they gonna beat the Bucks, man.
Yep. 100%.
They gonna beat the Bucks.
It's gonna be a tough game though, man. Like Baker, man, he's slinging it right now, man.
They shocked me too. I ain't gonna lie. Because the game they needed against the Colts, they needed that game to get in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They put up 9 points, man. Like to me, they didn't look like they wanted to get into the playoffs.
Right.
They changed my mind now.
Yeah.
The boys was balling.
Yeah.
And granted, I kind of knew the Eagles wasn't there. I knew there was a drop off. I didn't expect a blowout like that, but it didn't surprise me that Tampa Bay won that game. But I didn't think it was going to win like that, though.
I just don't respect. I didn't respect the Dallas Cowboys or the Philadelphia Eagles.
Man,
one iota.
I think you're right, man. You said the NFC East sucked.
They're trash.
Right.
So
They trash, man.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were gonna be that trash. They're big trash. They're big old trash. Toilet bowl trash.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about this last week, but it came to a head now, and it's official. People are calling for Nick Sirianni's head now.
Oh yeah.
They want him gone
Yeah.
after what 3 years and one Super Bowl appearance.
Yep.
They don't play, man. Like if you don't get in here and win like Peterson did, you out of there, man. We ain't tolerating no law. Like it's funny. They I heard him talking about the owner, Mr. Laurie. I don't remember his first name.
Dan?
Huh?
Dan? No.
It might be
no.
Jeff. Might
I
be
think it's
Jeff.
I think it's Jeff.
Jeff Laurie. And how he listens to the fans, right? So let me ask y'all this. Would you prefer an owner that listens to the fans, or would you prefer an owner that is, headstrong and wants to do things his way?
I don't want him to listen to the fans. I'll tell you that. But I do want him to have some kind of football savvy. I know that wasn't one of your options, but
You never fully answer the question.
no.
anyway.
I don't. I'm telling you right now, I don't. I would never want an owner that listens to the fans. Now do I want somebody that's going to be headstrong like Ralph Wilson? No. So I'll take option 3, which is the guy that doesn't listen to fans, that works his own accord, but he has some kind of knowledge as to why he's making the decisions he makes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Real quick, let me squeeze these in. Locked Rain writes in, go Bills. No doubt, go Bills. Big win. And outside looking in, Waves, what's going on outside looking in? If this is your first time, welcome. Enjoy the show. Be sure to like and subscribe whenever you get a chance. Mac, what you got, man? What do you think? Would you prefer an owner that listens or one that's headstrong and does things his way?
I think I'm rolling with Keyshawn on this one just because of the fans could be emotional, right? Like
Exactly.
I don't want you to be swayed by the emotions of the fans. Like I want you to put the best team in the situation that we need to build and to win and be successful. And sometimes you gotta say, all right, I know you want the shiny toy over here, but this shiny toy is not going to do nothing if our foundation is not good, right? So, like a lot of teams, too, they build from the trenches, offensive line, defensive line. Why? Because I don't care if you got a top 1 quarterback. If he ain't got a good line, you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want a guy who's going to build from the foundation and not necessarily listen to what the fans want all the time.
All right, so I'm going to do what I usually do and go the opposite way. So my thought is this. If you're what's up, Lindsay? Lindsay writes in, go
Lindsay,
Bills.
yes.
Bills.
My thought is this. If you have an owner that, let's say he falls in love with the way that the Chiefs built their team, right? And he feels like he's got a little bit of football savvy. And he decides, I'm going to start with the speedy receiver first.
Get the fans what they want.
Right? Not even that. Not even that. In his mind, that's the way he wants to build the team. He wants to start with the fast receiver first. Then after I get the fast receiver, then I'm going to go get the right tackle. Because I want to be able to run the ball. And your biggest, heaviest guy is usually your right tackle, right? Mm-hmm. Excuse my voice. I'm fighting some things off. Anyway, in my mind, there's a downside to having an owner that's headstrong too, because if he's building the team in the wrong order, I want him to be able to kind of take some cues and be like, look, you going left, you need to turn around and go right before it's too late. And I get, if they have a little bit of football savvy, there's less chances of doing that kind of stuff. But again, I mean, It's tough, and I don't want to use the Bills as an example, so I'll use
the Cowboys. Why would we do that?
Yeah, you can use the Cowboys.
That's kind of where I'm going, though. I mean, I think you're in the same direction as me and Mel, because you're not listening to the fans, but you're not so much headstrong and doing things your own way despite anybody else, because you have an idea of what you want. You want the fast receiver. You want the tackle. You didn't listen to the fans to get that. You want it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where we are with it. The same as what you're saying.
Well, no. Okay, so
Are you listening to the fans? Are fans telling you they want a fast receiver in the right
no,
there?
this is the owner decided.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if I was to build the team as a fan, I'm starting with the quarterback.
Right.
Right? I'm not starting with the fast receiver.
Right.
But
I see what you're saying. Okay.
right, you get what I'm saying now? So my owner who you know is confident in his own savvy and decides I'm gonna go get the wide receiver first, like we went and got Sammy Watkins and didn't have a quarterback at the time. Like we did that.
Yeah.
Right? So I would want to be able to at least tap the ear of my owner like Jeff Lurie and say, yo, this is a problem. What are we going to do to fix it? It may not necessarily have to result in kicking a guy out or firing a guy or cutting a guy or trading a guy away or nothing like that. But to be able to see that there's a synergy between the fans who pay the bills for the owner and the owner who's making money off the fans, to me that it means a lot more, because I'm going to be a lot more invested in something that I feel like I have input in. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the Eagles, I'm bleeding green, because I know if I scream loud enough, if I call these radio stations, if these radio hosts get on there and they start talking loud enough, the owner's going to hear it and something's going to happen. It may not necessarily be Nick Sirianni getting fired. I don't think emotional fans obviously are calling for that because of what the situation appears to be, which is Nick Sirianni doesn't possess the ability of his own to establish a good functional offense or establish a good functional defense. It's almost as if like what do you do, right? And I get that, right? We're in the day and age where your Sean McVays and your Kyle Shanahans and your name another coordinator turned head coach Doug Peterson, go onto a team and get a young quarterback and have great success immediately. But Nick Sirianni's path has been build a good coaching staff, which he did, because both the guys that he hired in year one got head coaching jobs by year three. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I guess all I'm simply saying is I don't think the two extremes have to be an owner that fires people based on the emotion of the fans or an owner that doesn't and just does his own thing. I think there can be some middle ground to both sides, but I would still prefer to be able to tap the ear of my owner and give some input.
Yeah.
What's that?
All right, moving right along. Anything else that we heard?
Did you see Mike Tomlin walked off to the press conference?
Yo,
somebody asked him.
Did you see the look on his face?
Yeah, he looked just like your boy, who's Omar
Epps. Yep,
just like
he
him.
was not having it.
But I mean, why would you bring up? You got one more year in your contract. I mean, right then and there, you could have got socked out. You could have got socked. It could have been real bad for you.
Yeah,
he would have ate the fine. He would have settled out of court.
She had to ask it though. Like, imagine her going back to her boss and be like, "Why didn't you ask the question? Well, did you see the look on his face? I don't give a damn about that. You better ask that question." Like,
well, I mean, my thing was, what was the point? What were you trying to get at that point? You're gonna ask somebody. This is broadcasting 101. You're gonna ask somebody a hot topic question. You usually want to phrase it in a way you might get an answer. There's no way you're getting anything off of that in that situation.
She tried. I mean, how like, okay, just try to give me a way that you can ask that question without actually asking that question.
I'm saying, why would you ask it though? Why would you ask that there? Why wouldn't you wait until everything's blown off and you get a level head? I mean, you're trying to get answers for your interview. What you did at that point, you shut the man down. So anything you ask, he's not going to give you anything at this point. Yeah, but
is there like, what if he gets fired tomorrow and you didn't get a chance to ask him that question?
So if he gets fired tomorrow, the question is irrelevant because you got one year left on your contract. He's fired tomorrow. Who cares about his last year?
Yeah, but her getting the bite is more important for her than it is for.
I guess my point is anything he says at that point in time is not going to matter. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to be a thought out, a good answer. It's going to be something full of emotion, something with no thought, something where you triggered the man because you just lost again in a playoff game in Buffalo where you feel like you might have got jobbed on that pass interference or you might have got, whatever.
Yeah.
And you get asked right after that, You got one more year. I don't want to think about that right now. All I'm thinking about is how am I going to get this team back to where we were this year so we can get past it next year. Man, you asked me about one more year. Get out of here.
Well, here's the other thing, too, because I heard that they usually extend him 2 years before his contract ends.
And that's another reason why at that point in time I'm like, yo, that's an off-season question. Let me ask after because it's too close. And this is somebody that came from interviewing. I took classes on interviewing and all that stuff, and that just was the wrong time to ask that question.
Yeah.
You're trying to get a hot take. You could have read the room and saw you weren't going to get it. There's no way he was going to answer that question.
Yeah. So I kind of look at Keyshawn's point like this. Let's say somebody's doing a play, right? Mm-hmm. They're acting in a play. You think the play is terrible, right? But the person is like, oh, my God, like they're excited, blah, blah, blah. And they say, what do you think? What do you think? Do you give them the truth right there? Or do you wait, kind of say something like, okay, you did okay, and then be like later on, like, yeah, I didn't really like that. Because if you do it right then and there, like Keyshawn said, they're got the adrenaline, they're emotional. Yeah. I don't think if you would have asked the question, you would have got a good answer anyway. So it's like Keyshawn said, why would you ask it at that point? You're not going to get a relevant answer at that point anyway.
He's more likely to get punched in the face.
Right, he goes, he got nothing to lose. And I got no income because I'm getting fired tomorrow. There's nothing for me. So, I mean, it was just interesting how he just stood there like, we've been in that situation like, yo, I'm about to curse. I'm just going to leave. I'm going to leave. I don't care what they say. I'm leaving.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this. Let's take it to the macro now, right? If you guys were the Rooneys, do you fire Tomlin after however many seasons of, not being great in the playoffs? And granted, he's got 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
But
it was with Big Ben, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
and he hasn't been able to find a quarterback since Big Ben.
Right. So I don't know. I would have to, for me, it would have to be like I lost faith in Mike Tomlin. Because if not, if I can get him a quarterback where I feel confident, so it's like this. It's like, all right, if I give Mike Tomlin the quarterback that he needs, he could be successful. However, if I don't, he's probably not. You know what I mean? So I would say it depends on the Rooney's trust level in Mike Tomlin. If they think that he's still good enough to bring the team to the Super Bowl.
See, I think that's kind of where it's a slippery slope. I'm a huge admirer of Mike Tomlin. Mm-hmm. But when you look at his last 7 years, he's lost in a wild card round twice. In other years, he didn't even get to the playoffs. So,
yeah. I mean, double-digit wins every year.
Yeah, but that doesn't get you fired. You know how it was with McDermott. And I don't want to say he's trending that way only because obviously we won. Obviously because we have a team that looks like they're about something this year. Right. But I don't want the apex to just be the same thing over. If the apex never gets to the Super Bowl, I got to get to that Super Bowl. Yeah. And I got to figure out how to get there, especially with a Josh Allen, with a Stephon Diggs, with James Cook, while you still have – I got to get to that level. I got to get at least to the AFC Championship before I feel comfortable.
Otherwise, you're just like the Cowboys.
Yeah, we're just spinning our wheels at that point. Yeah.
You're the Cowboys of the AFC.
America's team. That's what they call us, and that's what we call them, and that's scary.
Yeah.
Actually, did you guys know – I had to reach out to a friend on this one, but Pittsburgh, I listened to their radio, right? Did you know that they say, here we go? That's their thing.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
No, like on the radio, they just hit like, here we go.
Yep.
Every call.
Yep.
I'm like, so I asked my friend, I said, is Dak Prescott from Pittsburgh? She was like, I don't think so. I said, okay. All right. I had to look it up. He's from Louisiana, but it's crazy. Like, I thought they were acting like him when I was listening to this, and I asked it. So I was like, oh, so this is their thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Terrible towels, and here we go.
One thing I got to say about the fans, though, which I don't know if I'm upset or mad.
They're both aren't they? They're both the same. You pissed off.
Right. Either way, you throw in a chair.
Right. If I'm mad at them or myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah. If I'm mad at them or
myself. Why would you be mad at yourself ever?
Because, listen, there's a lot of Pittsburgh fans, right? I talked to a lot of Pittsburgh fans. So they were talking big stuff before the game. Of
course.
Like, the thing that pissed me off is that they didn't even acknowledge that we're a tough, like, they didn't put a respect on the Bills. Like, oh, you guys suck. I'm like, dude, have you been watching football?
Right.
What do you mean?
They watch Steelers.
Right? Like, no, yeah, you guys suck. You really think you're going to come in and whoop us? Like, yeah. I'm like, what are you looking at? Right?
Steelers.
However, the thing that I kind of looked myself in the mirror and, like, I feel like a lot of Bill fans are like this.
Absolutely.
When the Steelers lost, they could care less, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't like heartbroken. It was like, whatever.
They didn't
We'll
plan on being
be rooting for the Chiefs next week.
Mm-hmm.
Like straight off the rip. Like whatever.
Yeah, but
Like they not.
That's foul.
They not mad. They not like it's just whatever.
I was gonna
like
say
if
that
that was
later,
me,
too.
if we lost that game, bro, I'm pissed off.
But you know why? When you win double-digit games every single season, it don't matter. We're gonna have another winning season next year and have a shot at it.
Well, you know what I
what's
heard
the
on the
point?
radio was this. They were like pumped to even be in the game.
Really?
They didn't care. They were like, "Yo, we're on our house
Playing-
money."
yeah,
I
playing
think
with
because too, you got to look at their squad. Like,
Yeah.
we have an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
They got a quarterback who can just
Yeah.
fill in, and they still got there. So I think maybe that's the difference.
They
Because, like,
literally did not
their
care.
expectations wasn't Super Bowl or bust. So I think maybe that's the difference. But I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I'm sitting there. It kind of humbled me a little bit because I'm like, man, y'all just lost and y'all could care less.
But they also rooting for the Chiefs, so I would have been pissed off at the fans regardless. Y'all go for real? Y'all gonna cheat for y'all gonna cheer for the enemy? Okay, all right,
Absolutely.
Y'all getting snowballed up the whole way, the whole way.
I kind of placed like, wouldn't you root for the team that beat you so you could at least say, well, at least the team that beat me is the Super Bowl?
Nope, I'm salty.
No, they don't want that.
Nope,
Yeah, they don't
I'm
want
super
that.
salty.
Nah.
Wow.
The team that beats me better lose. I'm super salty. I
Yeah,
want you to feel my
the
pain.
team- I guess okay. I think differently. And for me, if the team that beats me loses, they just as sorry as I am, and that makes me
That's
worse
right.
because I lost
That's
to
how I
them.
feel.
Nope.
That's
They
how I
sorry
feel.
as I am. You can sit your ass next to me.
No, I'm worse because they beat me.
It was a fluke. You still sitting next to me. You still sitting down next to me. Fluke it. No. I'm in the minority because I always hear this all the time. People always say, "Oh man, you know the Steelers went go Steelers." Good job. Me, I'm not pumped that. I hope y'all get on the wrong bus and end up in Tacoma somewhere.
They say when you hang around people long enough, because you sounded like T right now. She hate everybody. She don't
She does hate everybody, but I hate you when you beat me.
I put the question out in the chat. Would you fire Tomlin? LXB says yes.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, I think I would too.
really?
I think so.
Wow.
I mean, it's like I feel like with Bill Belichick, like it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Like you was the man back in the day, but you're not with it no more.
Yeah, you need a new voice.
So
I
like,
just don't wanna talk
some,
about it no more.
some people think that that's where Tomlin is at. Like
It is.
What, Bill or Mike?
No, Bill can go. I'm talking about Tomlin. It's like I don't know. It just seems like they always have, it's his own doing, but it seems like they never have that component that they need to get over the hump, the quarterback or the whatever, the line, or because they had a horrible line forever. They had Big Ben, then they had the defense, but they missed this, and it's like it's him. But just like Dan Campbell in Detroit. I like Dan Campbell as a man. I like the way he teaches. I like the way he motivates. I like the way he feels about his players. So you want them to have a job.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, you got to perform, especially when you keep getting there.
Man, we just got hit with like 4 different comments. Let me get to these real quick. Locked Rain writes in, I'm with Key on that. The Eagles losing brought me so much satisfaction. Dang.
Cry, Eagles, cry.
right. T's cracking
Yes.
up over
What did
there.
she say?
She put 3 laughing faces. Yeah, I think she agrees with y'all sounding alike. Lindsay writes in, no, she wouldn't fire Mike Tomlin. She says, I love and respect Mike Tomlin. The Steelers organization is always built on defense. They do need to bring in an offensive coordinator and QB in free agency. That's an interesting. So think about this: if you're Mike Tomlin at this point where you're hearing all this noise. Now the Steelers have never been this type of ball club to do something like this. But do you go balls to the wall to get Kirk Cousins in the house? He's the best free agent so far, unless Dak
That's
gets cut.
the worst thing ever. Going balls to the wall for a mediocre 35-year-old. That's terrible.
I
But
don't know if you could say Kirk Cousins is mediocre, man. The man he's got several 4,000-yard seasons. He's like you got to look at his stats. He's not a mediocre quarterback.
he's okay. Okay.
Did y'all see the meme where they compare everybody to like Kirk Cousins?
No.
Let me see this.
So like they call, so Kirk Cousins is it, right? But then like you got a running Kirk Cousins, you got a not as good Kirk Cousins. Like they always put like Kirk Cousins as the standard, like he's the standard quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
Let me see.
I like Kirk. Like when you put him with some weapons, like to me he's like a upgrade of Fitzpatrick.
Mediocre.
Fitz gonna win you some games. He gonna win you some games.
Listen. Okay.
Upgraded Fitzpatrick.
From the time that he started with the Commanders back in 2015, right? He had 4,166 yards, 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He had a quarterback rating 101.6. That's elite in today's day and age. That's Josh Allen numbers right there, to be honest, okay? 2016, 4,917 yards, 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, quarterback rating of 97.2. Still elite, right? Final season in Washington, he goes for 4,093 yards, 27 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Now, I will say this: you have to pay some homage to Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur. He had all those guys on the offensive side of the ball backing him up at that point, right? So of course you're gonna have this kind of production, right? But then his next year he goes to the Vikings, okay? He has a completion percentage, the highest of his career so far, right? Because 2015 it was 69.8, 2016 it was 67 flat, and 2017 his last year in Washington it was 64.3. In 2018 when he goes to the Vikings, it jumps up to 70.1. He throws for 4,298 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. His lowest interception total since he wasn't starting, because his first year starting he threw 11. Right? Quarterback rating of 99.7. Elite numbers. I don't know how you can argue with that. And even in a down year, the following year, he still had a completion percentage of 69.1. He threw for 3,603 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, quarterback rating of 107.4. I could keep going. He's got 3 more 4,000-yard seasons.
Here's the problem, though. He's a fantasy quarterback. He'll get you a lot of points, but the issue is what it boils down to is the W's. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's bad. He's a good quarterback, but I don't know if I'm building a team, I don't know if he can get me to the Super Bowl. I don't know.
He's a sum of his parts. I mean,
I don't know.
When I say mediocre, I mean a guy that I'm not going to say system quarterback, but he's a guy that needs a lot of stuff around him. I don't see him putting the team on his back and carrying him to the promised land. So if you're saying balls to the wall for this guy, no. But if you can get him for a modest deal, modest $38 to $40 million. That's sad. That's modest these days.
That's why I said like he's an upgrade to me for Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
So Fitzpatrick, like people get Fitzpatrick when they want a winning season, right? Fitz, come on. Kirk Cousins gonna get you more than that because he's gonna ball. Like he's gonna put you those numbers. He's gonna give you 4,000 yards. He's not gonna throw the ball in stupid situations where he's not going to do a lot of interceptions. He's going to give you a chance to win, but I just don't think that he can go over the hump and win you those games.
And especially you're talking about you have to get him I think you said, like you did say, did you say free agent wide receiver or draft wide receiver?
He didn't say wide receiver. He just said, would you get like go balls out for him? The comment I think was get a receiver and offensive coordinator and a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. If you're gonna get him, depending on what coordinator you're gonna get, but that goes to a lot of people. Certain people can play in a certain scheme, some they can't. Yeah. So you have to figure out who that person is gonna be, identify who his target is gonna be. His Pickens is good, but I mean, are you gonna ride Deontay Thompson the whole time, or what are you gonna do opposite that? Freiermuth, okay, but how many more years does he have left on this deal? I mean, I don't know. How long? What is your time frame on winning with Kirk Cousins? Because, like I said, he is getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I went back and looked up Ryan Fitzpatrick's stats. He's nowhere near Kirk Cousins. He has no 4,000-yard passing games. His highest touchdown total was 31 for the New York Jets in 2015.
Fitzmagic.
His lowest interception total for his.
We're not going to talk about that number right there.
Right.
We're not going to talk about that.
Right. So I think statistically, as far as what these guys put on paper, Kirk Cousins is a much better quarterback. And if we're saying that, then we also have to say that, it can't be, he needs a bunch of stuff to be good because he did this for 2 different teams.
Let's do this. Similar players for his career: Tony Romo, Steve McNair, Joe Namath, Mark Brunell, Ryan Tannehill, Jim Everett, Ken Stabler, Jim Kelly, Ron Jaworski, and Andy Dalton are his comparisons for his career.
I can see Andy Dalton.
That's who his stats are most comparable to, those kind of players. So, like I said,
Tony Romo's a Hall of Famer.
He's actually good on a microphone too.
He real good on the microphone.
He's real good on the mic.
I think he's better on the microphone than he was a player.
He's very much better when he is. What's called it?
Mark Brunell, if I'm not, did he make a Super Bowl?
Yeah. When he was first ever Panthers one?
Yeah,
I thought he played for the Jaguars.
he did.
Jaguars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, they went to a Super Bowl under Mark Brunell. I mean, Steve McNair, Hall of Fame quarterback. You guys are helping my point. Joe Namath, Ryan Tannehill, okay, maybe Ken Stabler, Jim Kelly's a Hall of Famer. Andy Dalton was a good quarterback. Ron Jaworski's a Hall of Famer.
But to our point, can they win the big one?
Well, Joe Namath won it.
That don't count. No, I'm serious. You know how no, I'm serious.
Let's move on.
I'm serious.
We got comments.
You know how he had won that was a controversial Super Bowl. I'll give it to him though, but
So now his ring got an asterisk on it?
Yes.
No,
you see a little star right there?
it definitely was.
Jim, he does a star right there.
Oh my!
I don't know what that. No, it has nothing to do with that, but it was beautiful that you said that.
Yeah, okay.
What you got?
Locked Rain writes in, yes, his time is up, talking about Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
LXB asked us a question. He said, which team do y'all hate the most?
Which team do we hate the most? I'm not a big hater, man.
You are. Go ahead. You first.
Chiefs.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had to think about that one. You got another question on there while I think?
Christopher writes in, I'm worried about these injuries, especially on a short week. So we talked about this at the beginning of the episode. Dotson is going to be, he should be fine to go, and Rasul Douglas should be fine to go. So that's two guys that were not in this game that are gonna that look like they should be good to go for the Chiefs game. I think Terrell Bernard's ankle sprain, as long as it's not a high ankle sprain, which they haven't said it's a high ankle sprain, they just said plain old ankle sprain. Something like that, they can tape it up, they can shoot it up. He should be out there on Sunday. This is a big game. It's not one that I think they'll overlook. Not saying that they overlooked the Steelers, but they kind of knew early on in that game that they had some flexibility to keep guys out. That's why Terrell Dotson never came back in. So they have some guys that should be able to come back in and make a difference. Dotson's not a starter, but he's an impact player for the team. So
I think I'm gonna sound like a serial hater here. I got a couple.
Do you?
I can't watch the Seahawks. Why? I cannot watch the Seahawks. I don't know.
Really?
That goes back to Sean Alexander. I couldn't stand him. I hate the Jets. Why do I hate the Jets?
I hate the Raiders too.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
Sorry, Gordon. Don't hate the Raiders, but he does. No, I hate the Jets because it seemed like Curtis Martin always got off on us. It didn't matter how bad the Jets were that season. Curtis Martin always went off on us. The Patriots could have had a running back named Marion Butts.
That's the main reason why.
No, that's probably the only
You
reason I liked
can't
him.
have butts on your team.
That's why I liked him actually, because I thought that was hilarious.
He was good too.
You playing Madden 93 with the Patriots. You see butts, and I'm 93. We're 9 years old. That's the most hilarious thing ever. The Eagles. I can't stand the Eagles either.
Really?
Can't stand the Eagles because they won with Ty Pinkston, James Thrash, and a whole bunch of nonsense. So, I mean, they had a good defense, but I hated the fact they could win without wide receivers. And going to Edinburgh, Mel didn't really experience it, I don't think. But I told you the story, and it just left a mark. I hated Freeway because of Philadelphia. I hated Kevin Hart's face because of Philadelphia. I hate everything about Philadelphia. But I think we've made amends by now. So if you guys are from Philadelphia, we can rap because I might not hate you.
Okay.
See, I went on a tangent. I had to think.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
A lot of teams, bro.
Yeah. But he had reasons for all of them, so we got to respect it. Christopher also asks, did Elam surprise y'all with that interception?
Nope.
He didn't surprise me at all.
Nope. Right. Same here. Nope. Not surprised at all. He's a man cover. He's a press man cover corner, and he's been. Excuse me, I got a cough drop in my mouth. He is that dude when it comes to man coverage. That's what you're going to see when you give him a chance to play his game. And I think it really boils down to, can you teach him to play in that zone And can you get him to, still be himself, but play within the form of the scheme of the defensive scheme, and that's going to be a challenge. It's been a challenge so far, asking a press man corner to be good at zone coverage.
He gets a lot of criticism too. Like one thing, like this is what I hate about criticism. Criticism should not be dependent on the player. Criticism is criticism, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't care who you are. When you do good, you ought to get praise. When you do bad, like, hey, you kind of messed up, right? Mm-hmm. So before the game, before when Elam got in, they talked about, oh man, Freiermuth ran him over. He's a liability. Then he had a pass interference call. Mm-hmm. Oh man, he's hurting us. The next play, interception.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't say, oh, good job. It's just, I'm surprised he caught that. You know what I'm saying? It's always negative criticism. When he do positive stuff, they don't boost him up.
Yep.
And then you got Micah Fitzpatrick, who's he's one of the best safeties in the game. Miss a tackle for a touchdown. You think they talk about him? No. Why? Because he's Micah Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the way he caught the ball, that would have surprised everybody because the one-handed grab, it's like he just got sucked in there. I don't even know if he saw it.
He was in the right place at the right time.
He was in the right place at the right. There's no way he saw that.
After I saw Will Johnson in the college championship make that interception that he made, where literally in seconds had the wherewithal to get his hand under the nose of the ball to make that interception and stay in bounds.
Yeah.
No, that to me, like I don't doubt that these corners out here, wide receivers, can make those split-second reaction decisions and make catches like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way he described it, he read the route and he processed and deduced what he needed to do to make a successful defense on the play.
He almost had two. He almost had another one.
I know, yeah. But that one in the end zone, that was the one. Yeah. That was the one. And I think he finished with, like 4 tackles and a pass breakup, which is the one you're speaking of. So, I mean, no, it didn't surprise me. And we're going back to the Jacksonville game before you joined the show where we said he wasn't as bad as everybody thought he was.
No, like
he wasn't bad at all.
I don't understand why he don't get more playing time. I really don't, man.
We've been banging the tiller for this the whole season.
No doubt.
Let
now we got another
go.
One, right? Now we got another one. You got to get him a shirt too.
Lindsay writes in, I can see AJ Klein hitting Pacheco. Man, that's a collision.
Yo,
right there.
did Pacheco play in the first game we played him?
Yes.
He did play?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I can, maybe Dodson hitting Pacheco.
Ooh. That's a nasty.
I want to see Dorian Williams hit Pacheco.
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I want Dorian Williams.
All right. So let's talk about Dorian Williams for a minute.
Dorian Williams putting people on stretchers, man.
What? What is the problem with talking about football? You got a problem over there? He made this grunt of disdain for me when I said let's talk about.
But he keep forgetting to plug his mic in, so everybody.
Yeah, it's always behind his head right now. He's So okay, Dorian Williams in the game that we just saw was optimal because of his speed and his ability to defend against the run. Now his downfall is his liability in defensive in pass coverage.
Yeah.
So in a game, see, this is what I want people to realize is everybody has a fit for a certain kind of game. And yesterday was a game Dorian Williams fit in. But if you're going to get some Mahomes or something like that, he's gonna feast on Dorian Williams. And I mean, you got to protect him, because I think wasn't it the Chiefs game when he got benched?
Who?
Dorian Williams. Remember he got pulled. What game was that?
I know what you're talking about too, because he did something stupid.
A couple of things.
Was it the Broncos game?
They put him right on the
Was
bench.
it the Broncos game here?
I'm gonna look and see
I
what
think
he had
it was
the
the
lowest.
Broncos game.
It could be. You got a better memory than me, but let's see. But
You flatter me, son.
It doesn't break it down by snaps. Okay, we'll just go with the Broncos game then because it doesn't break it down by snaps. But and the thing is, it was against a quarterback that was savvy. It was against a quarterback who was going to put the ball in the air.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph, for everything I like to say about Mason Rudolph, was not quite Russell Wilson or, heaven forbid, Patrick Mahomes. So, Dorian Williams would be a great fit in a game against like the Ravens or something where Lamar Jackson's got all that speed and you want somebody that's going to track him down as opposed to AJ Klein where
That's right. Lindsay said it's the first Patriots game.
Patriots game? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember he missed a couple. He was lost. He was Tremaine Edmonds with 4.2
Yeah.
speed.
So we just want to use him just for runs only.
Basically, run fits.
Keep him
run,
out of the pass coverage.
Yeah, just trying to do that.
It's weird how Belichick always does that to our team. Like, there's one guy that we get excited about, and he goes and plays the
Moralized.
Patriots, and Belichick just tears him apart, and he's like,
oh,
maybe we better protect this
You
guy.
like that guy? Him right there?
What about
Okay,
now?
Okay,
Right.
okay. Yeah. We'll see about
We
that
about
guy
to poop
now.
on that dude right
What
now.
about
right.
You still like him?
You like him now? with that monotonous voice? What about now?
I guess we could cut him now. God, Bill. God.
Is he still on your roster?
Yeah.
I'll take him.
Right? I'll show you how to use him. I'll take him and show you how he's supposed to use.
I'll give you a 6. I'll give you a 6th-round pick for him.
Oh man. Yeah, verse 6. Right.
You're like, I'm scared. I think he's telling the truth. Yo, let's get that 6 off him. Then he's all pro for the Patriots for like 10 years. That's how he does it every time. Well, yeah, I thought Dorian Williams was great in the game. I thought Baylon Spector was good against the run. I thought, obviously AJ Klein was a force.
Yo,
But I
he's
mean,
the
who
lead
really
tackler,
wasn't?
man.
Huh?
He's the lead tackler on the team.
Yeah, 11 tackles. Who really wasn't a force in that game? I mean,
True.
was there one that you could think of?
Von Miller.
Even Von Miller was getting pressure.
Really?
He almost had his first sack.
Yeah, he was getting
almost had
pressure
his
on
first
him.
sack.
Yo, did you see?
I hate to say it, his first sack would have been in the playoff game.
I'm fine with that.
Wait. Cam Lewis. He didn't really make any plays. Not that I'm trying to find somebody who didn't do well,
I'm trying to
but
think. Yeah, I mean, he gave. I wrote my notes. He gave the touchdown on the Deontay Thompson slant.
Johnson.
Slant.
I don't remember seeing him doing it. It's tough though for Cam Lewis because he's been a safety for 2 years now, and then by the way, go play nickel corner,
Right.
Yeah.
right, which is the hardest corner position to play.
Like, oh yeah, do everything. Just do everything. Next to
Exactly.
linebackers that don't know. Next to Dorian Williams who doesn't know how to cover a pass yet. So
Exactly.
And also, did you see? Remember I talked about how tough Mason Rudolph was last week? Did you see where he got hit in the face by Shaq Lawson, backed up, and then took a roughing the passer against Ed Oliver?
Yeah.
He took 2 hits to the head on one play and still threw the ball and didn't fall down.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran it back like, how is this possible? Right up the gut, just cracked him, and then he just right into. I don't know. He's built different.
All right. You guys ready to get to the front seven?
I want to talk about this offense.
Yes, I changed it. You want to talk about
okay,
what?
we'll
I wanna
do
talk
that, and then
about
we'll
this
go to
offense.
offense. No, we'll do that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the questions.
Yeah.
We got any more comments from this?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Front seven it is.
All right, so let me just pull it up here. I promise you we will get to this offense. All right. Viewers, please feel free to answer the questions in the chat. Also, wait. I'm sorry. Lindsay writes in any word on Taron Johnson's injury.
Concussion protocol.
Oh. That's not good.
I know.
Nope.
That means he gonna have everybody who's had a concussion sat out the following week.
Need to try it this week.
Didn't they put the standards at 2 weeks now? Like 2 weeks minimum?
It's like an
depends.
unspoken standard that everybody's doing just for the protection of the player.
That's going to hurt with Kelsey, bro.
Right.
But
gonna
Russell
hurt.
Douglas is going to be there. He played Kelsey last time.
Yeah. I would because the Chiefs like man coverage better than they like zone coverage, especially with these receivers that they have. Rashee Rice is not extremely adept at finding holes in the zone just yet. He's gotten better through as the season has gone on, but
Put Elam on him.
excuse me. Right, that's what I was going to say. You could if we're going to do that, you can put Douglas on Kelsey, put Elam on Rashee Rice, and just play man. I think they can get away with that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 7 questions now. I changed it to the front
Wait,
7.
you said front 5. Now you just
Front
added 2 more?
7.
No. Last
Front
time it was 5. Viewers,
7.
what was the last time? Thank you.
Front 7.
I love this. I love
That's
this.
what it is now.
I love these powwows, man. You know, I look forward to these so much.
All right. Was this Bills win a force of nature or luck of the draw? Let me clarify. Did the Bills force what they wanted to happen, or did we win because of injuries to the Steelers players?
I would say absolutely not, because by my count, the Steelers only had one injured player, T.J. Watt.
Well, then Robinson gets hurt, and then who
Oh,
else got hurt?
nah.
Joey Porter Jr.?
Nah, definitely not.
Not
Okay.
what? Not Oh, we dominated.
Yeah, he's saying like, was it because of their injuries?
Right.
Like, no, I think we definitely dominated that game. We won because we dictate what we wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, I know how you like to feel about Josh Allen. That we win because of Josh, and I think yesterday was a clear indicator. It wasn't just Josh, but it was that Josh type kind of game where, we could do no wrong because of number 17, but also number 14, number 4, number 10.
They all balled out, man.
88, 86. I mean, go down the list.
Pick one.
Yeah, pick one. Even Hardy got beat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll side by that. Go ahead. Next question.
That's gonna be.
As soon as you said 88, I was like,
Yo, no, this is a stat. Did you know that every year, I think they said every year, Dawson Knox has the first touchdown of the playoffs.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So what do we call him?
We do.
What do we call him? Playoff Knox. Playoff Knox.
Hey,
Put it in the comments you like it. Playoff Knox.
I ain't even gonna lie. Playoff Gabe who?
Hey!
We gonna drink champs now.
Yo, I did not miss him at all, bro.
No.
At all.
No, people said they missed him. And
I hate to say that though. I hate to see that.
That's on. I want to talk about that too. So that's on the table.
Man.
All right. Locked Rain writes in, we were winning before those injuries. That's a good point. Christopher writes in, dominated the Steelers. Okay. Love it. Question number 2. Should the Bills have been more aggressive in the third quarter to close out the game earlier so that their starters could rest earlier on a short week?
I thought that. Like, I wanted to see that. But I don't know. If it was me, I would have done that. Like, let's put the nail in the coffin, bring our guys out, let them rest, put these guys in, because ain't no way they, like, I don't know. I just had the confidence that there was no way Mason Rudolph and this team was going to beat us. Like, even with our third and fourth strings. Like, you're not going to beat us. So, might as well let Josh get some rest Diggs, because we don't want no more injuries, because them boys are dropping like flies. I'm like, hey, let's get to – I felt like I would have got my boys out of there, let them rest up.
I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one to answer. And I will give you an answer, I promise. But it's a tough one to answer because to say that would be to imply that they took their foot off the gas in the third quarter.
Right.
You know, I mean, that would be to say that they were toying with them too much. And I don't think that was the case. I think they executed a game plan, and it would have been nice if they could have gotten an interception or gotten that fumble, that Freiermuth fumble that Spector recovered.
That was ours, man.
They said it bounced off the man's helmet.
And then they said it wasn't conclusive evidence to prove that it did.
No, that's the thing. See, they ruled it out of bounds on the field. So you have to have conclusive evidence. So they didn't have it. Blah blah blah. But I mean, if you had things like that going in your favor, yeah, I would have been fine with pulling the starters out. But I just don't think that I don't think they did anything to, to reduce their effectiveness in the game. If that makes sense.
And this is just an impromptu question, real quick. Should the refs allow cell phone cameras to help in the decision making?
Is it an Apple or is it an Android? What is this, a Pixel? What kind of phone are we talking about?
I mean, it could be anything. It could be a Google phone. It could be a iPhone. Yeah. All right.
You better get a rotary phone up in this camp.
How can you take pictures on a rotary phone?
You can't, but Junie's going to try. I want to see Junie dial 911 on a rotary phone.
Junie would lose his mind with a rotary phone.
He would. You got to get that callus on your finger.
Let me see. Locked Rain writes in. She says yes. She said, I just knew fake Allen was coming in by the fourth.
Fake Allen.
Yep.
I can't stop laughing every time I read that.
Allen's double.
Right. His doppelganger.
The stunt double.
Yep. Lindsay writes in, with Joe Brady at the helm, I think he's showing JA-17 to play clock ball like TB12 or Joe Burrow. Yeah, I think it's a double-edged sword with Allen in that respect, because he wants to go no matter what. He wants points on the board. He wants that, like the Texans had 45-14 so that he can go chill on the sideline. I mean, listen, I'm with all of that. If that's the mindset, let the man work, right? I get trying to put the weight on your defense and let the clock matriculate and all that kind of stuff. I get it, but especially when you're on a short week, man, I'm trying to put this game away as fast as possible so I can get my boys on the bench and we can just rest and be ready for next week. Lindsay also writes in, this is how the best QBs win the big games. Yeah, okay. I could see doing that in a Super Bowl if I'm against an offense that I have had trouble stopping the whole game, right? Then I want to just keep their offense on the sideline. I want to try and run as much clock as I possibly can. Cool, but there were plenty of games where Tom Brady was running up the score. Like, Brady didn't care. Like, you didn't like it? Stop it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Joe Burrow. Listen, he's had some of the highest scoring offenses in the league since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
Aside from injury.
I think that's the difference you said about Brady. Brady it didn't matter what the defense gave him. He's going to take whatever he wanted.
Right.
They were just that good.
Yep.
However, I do think that to some point, great quarterbacks, in order to win, sometimes you have to take what the defense gives you.
Yeah,
and then soften
absolutely.
them up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what Josh did yesterday. And that's why I think, to your question about whether or not we could have pulled people in the third quarter, that's a tough one to answer because I think they were taking what the defense was giving them, and it just wasn't giving them enough to get that kind of a lead. Now, we should have had a 37-17 victory yesterday because Tyler Bass left two field goals on the field.
Yeah. I mean, kickers only doing half their job description, like I put in the text, man. I mean, y'all keep wanting to talk about punters and kickers.
You see my boy?
Who?
Sam Martin. You seen him?
Pull a hammy?
You see what was he doing though?
He was running alongside
He
the
was
play.
hustling, trying to get that ball.
I will say this though, his first punt,
Nice.
He always talk about hang time.
It was up there.
That first punt, I was like,
forever.
ooh.
I almost had a tear in my eye.
Oh my God.
I said, look at that hang time, boy.
I think that went from what east to that went from what? What was that, east to west?
This is not happening right
It
now.
went from left to right.
And your boy Austin, I'm like, he was sitting there. I'm like, yeah, you can't run that back.
Yeah. No.
Boom.
Nope.
Lindsay writes in, take what the defense gives you and time management. Yes, Lindsay, thank you.
Why you trying to muddy up the shine on
Because
Sam
I
Martin?
cannot stand kicker talk.
You see what he did? 3 kicks, 2 inside the 20. Hey,
That's good.
I feel like I'm on Drink Champs right
Question number 3. What could the Bills have done better in this game?
Man. I would say, yeah.
Kick the ball more.
Hey,
I would say the miscues was them field goals, special teams. Other than that, man, I ain't got much, man. Maybe I would say run the ball, but not counting. Like, I want to take Josh's run off the table. So I would say maybe run the ball more. But I don't know. It's good, man. I feel like they did exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah, for the most part. I agree with that. Keith?
Yeah, I mean, I like you said, I can't really think of much. The passing game was there, run game was there. I guess offensive line was there. D line. I mean, maybe the pass rush. Maybe get to Mason Rudolph and take him down.
Yeah.
Because what was that Broderick, whatever the right tackle they have when Rousseau got through there, he should have just been pulled. If McDermott would have been his coach, he would have been sitting without pads on, in a Steelers sweatsuit, because this day would have been done. The effort he gave on that sack, Rousseau hit him with the most basic swim move, and he just stood there like this and just let it happen. I mean, I don't know. But, yeah, I think there's nothing I can think of. I mean, linebackers play excellent. What you got, eh?
I think there could have been more simulated pressures. I think, in order to get the lead, we did a lot of things defensively to disrupt the offense so that we can get the ball back and score, and that's how we ended up 21-0. I would have liked to see a little bit more of that to maybe get it to 35 so that the Steelers just quit. Like, for real, like, you just have a killer's mentality. And I think what ended up happening was we got to 21, and we kind of struggled the rest of the first half to get anything going, because I think the play calls were like, I remember at one point in the second half where every single second down play was a run, and it was almost the same run. And it's like, do we need to be this predictable? Do we care that we're still trying to get yards and run the clock out? Like, what's the point? I
think we blitzed 10 times, and he went 7 of 10 on the blitz. You know, one pass was batted, one pass was thrown away, and then he had an average depth target of 9.8 a throw against the blitz. That's tough. That's tough. You got hit one time when you're blitzing 10. That tells you they didn't get home, like you said, simulate, like I said. Yeah. We should have worked in tandem on that answer because you can't get what I said without what you said.
True. Yeah. All right. Question number 4: should the Bills consider not doing the tush push anymore?
What you don't like the Josh Allen helicopter? Gilliam, he puts into another stratosphere.
Keep doing it until they can stop it, bro.
They did stop it. They did stop it.
Goodell's gonna stop it in a minute.
I don't know, man. That 1-1 they did, but they just did it again, and they got the first down. So
yeah, but okay. Like I think about it like this: like had it not been for the leverage that the offensive lineman had at that point in time, which may not always happen, and in fact, the percentages of that particular situation happening are lower than I would like them to be, but again, you're not always going to be in a situation where there's an offensive player holding up Josh and he's like laying across several players sideways, being carried across the first down line.
You know what it reminded me of? You ever had that last bag that you throw in the closet, but everything is coming out, so you like this here, and you trying to close it. That's exactly what it looked like. They crumpled them up like a big garbage.
Right. That's exactly right.
But the difference from I saw how you saw now Philly got stopped when they tried to do theirs.
Oh yeah.
Now the difference is what I noticed. Hurts go low, he gets under. Josh go over and he do it to the side.
Yeah, Josh almost always goes left. They said
he goes to the left and he goes up and over. So like I think, and then too he's 6'5". Like I think, man, if he stretch out, like that's guaranteed you gonna get that yard.
Did you hear what Romo said yesterday?
No.
James Cook was in on one of those places. James was like, "What do I do? I'm supposed to be here?"
Yeah, because he's not the number one that do that.
No, it's Murray or Gilliam.
Yeah.
Or Sherfield.
Sherfield? Oh, yeah, Sherfield did do it. The Miami game.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay writes in, do it till it becomes illegal.
It's going to be soon, Lindsay.
Right?
They said Goodell hates that play.
But I don't know, man. Like, a key moment, Philly tried to do it, and it didn't work.
They got stopped. The Bills got stopped. So maybe now that teams have seen enough of it and figured out some ways to slow it down, maybe it doesn't get cut.
I mean, there's so many variations where you can fake the scrum and just like a pitch out or something like that. But I mean, it's almost like a rugby scrum, and that's that helmet to helmet stuff they're trying to avoid. So I don't see that play lasting too much longer.
Yeah, I personally like the QB sneak just because there's a lot more things that you can do out of that formation. You can play action, you can you can bootleg, you can I mean, there's way more things you can do aside from having to do when you line up to do a tush push. That's all you can do in that formation. There's no other way around that. I haven't seen anybody else do anything differently.
No, I don't want to spend a lot of time thinking about how to
Philly did
plan
fake one before.
Huh?
They did fake one before.
Philly?
Yep.
That's their play.
They lined up to do the push, and they had somebody on the outside.
That's what I'm saying. I could see Swift out there or something like that. Like I could see, who is it? We'll say Gainwell was a tush pusher or the push tusher. I don't know. Gainwell was the one. We'll say it's him. And as opposed to hitting Hurts, he just slides past him for to block up that A gap, so Hurts can back off or just toss it out. That's the only thing I can see.
Or Josh can hit it instead of going forward. He can put his back first and then just boom.
Yeah, you can do that
because everybody's going to be trying to get him. Like, okay, here you go.
It's going to turn into a rugby scrum. I'm telling you. Watch.
Right. Question number 5: Do you think the short week will slow the Bills' momentum in the playoffs?
No.
That was a quick no. Two quick no's.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. I get a little nervous thinking about that. I think about the Jacksonville game. I think about some of the other games this season where we've had short weeks and came out a little slow or a little lethargic or a little discombobulated, if you will. This is also a team that is in. I don't want to say they're in the Bills' mind, but they have a special place in the franchise's collective mind when it comes to the Bills wanting to beat them badly. And what I get nervous about is how electric the building will be.
Gonna be stupid.
That's what I'm saying. Like the energy that's going to be in that building. I think the biggest challenge becomes, can Josh temper that? You know what I mean? Can he go in and have the same calm, first few plays that he had with the Steelers? The Steelers game, the atmosphere wasn't lit at the beginning. It got there after we started scoring points, and it looked like we were going to dominate, and win the game. But this Chiefs game, they're going to be making crazy noise regardless.
Yeah. I think to me, I look at it as an advantage because, like you said, they know the Chiefs is in their head, right? Yeah, you beat them in the season multiple times, but you ain't never beat them in the playoffs.
Right.
And now they come to your house. So I think it only intensifies their intensity to play. Like, all right, we got the Chiefs in 6 days. There's no time to think about anything else. Like, that's what you focus on. It's 6 days. You trying to get healthy. Like, that's all you think about is Mahomes and the Chiefs. Whether you got time, now it's okay, yeah, we got the Chiefs, but we don't play them till like 10 days, so we got time, and they get a little lax, then they try to get overconfident or blah, blah, blah. Like, I want you to be hot. Like, yeah, we got you. Come on. Like, I'm ready for you. I think the short week is an advantage.
Well, I think that the major component to the short week is we ain't going nowhere.
Right.
There's no planes.
Right.
There's no hotels. There's no. Yeah. So that's a huge difference. I mean, that's a coefficient that you got to factor in when Kansas City's got to fly in, and they played a negative 30 wind chill game just last week. Mahomes' helmet cracks on the field. You got to come into Buffalo. Who knows what the weather's going to be like? They said a 20-degree day. For them, it'll be warm. For us, I mean, the Bills look fine in the weather we had yesterday.
Yeah.
But to Mel's point, I do agree. I think, that whole Kadarius Toney excuse is going to be something they're going to come out there and say, you know what, let me show you what it really was. It ain't had nothing to do with that. Let me show you what it really was.
I can guarantee you that's in Pat Mahomes' mind. We only lost because of that fluke play. If there was for that, we'd have whooped y'all.
Yeah.
We would have won. So
right.
And there's a slap in Josh's face to go in the middle of the field and saying, "Yeah, man, that's BS, man. Nobody cares about your call. F your feelings. You lost."
F your feelings.
Right.
Lindsay writes in, not at all. It's in Buffalo this time. They'll be ready. I love it. I love it. Question number 6: should the Bills practice not throwing to Diggs this week, and why?
No, they do it every week in the games. What? No, but I mean, no, I don't think so, because I think they need to practice every kind of. Oh, you already know. Producer got the Diggs jersey. You already know. We on lockstep right now.
Hey, he was the highest targeted receiver last game.
He was, but I mean, look at who else you could have thrown to. You couldn't did no wrong.
Yeah.
And I mean, I literally maybe it was the bats talking, but I was like, why are we just now seeing this from Hardy? Why are we just now seeing that kind of play? Because every time he's touched the ball, you see him do something. It might not have been that dynamic,
right? Yeah.
Even to make somebody miss and get 2-3 yards, whatever the case may be. Right. But I mean, I'm not a Hardy fanboy, but I see what he could bring to the team when you see stuff like that.
Yeah, but that happened when Diggs wasn't on the field, right?
Oh yeah, but I mean, you didn't have Gabe Davis on the field. We'll talk about that in a moment. After your 7th question,
I feel bad, man. I like playoff Gabe, but I did not miss him at all, bro.
You forgot about him, didn't you? You was like, what did he say? It's Steph? It's Deontay? What's his name again?
Let me see here. They need to keep. I don't like where this heart thing is. I can't see. Oh, they need. Oh, Lindsay writes in. They need to keep Davis out.
Keep him out. Hey, to her point though,
I'm with it.
There was no miscues. There was no interceptions. There was no you ran the wrong route. It was none of that.
Right. No picks in this game.
I hate to say it. Dang.
Who was it starting outside opposite Steph? Was it Trent? Who was it? Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. We didn't have one for all I know. And it didn't matter.
It didn't.
Oh, man.
It
really
mattered
didn't.
not. So this is the guy you think about paying $16 million to? Later for that. Get out of here. You go to Houston. You go ahead and enjoy your boy Devin Singletary. I don't care.
Yeah, I'll take that.
He would be good at Houston.
He would be interesting.
with Tank and Nico.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's a vertical offense. He would definitely do well in that offense.
But no, to
I
answer
hate to
your
say it,
question,
man.
take it back to your question. I think no, you have to practice the framework of the plays. I don't think you don't think you benefit any way, shape, or form by purposely trying to go away from and try to make other players work. Because Steph is middling right now. He's still in a slump.
Yeah.
7 catches for 52 yards. That's still a slump for Steph. So when's the last time he had a touchdown? When's the last? So we got to get him going if we're gonna make a long run, and he's gonna be here next year too. So I don't. If he was doing everything like he did in the beginning of the season, okay, but no, I wouldn't do it.
Locked Rain writes in facts on keeping Davis out, but Davis was clutch and was clutch last playoff game versus the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's tough. It's tough because you point to that and you say, man, every time that Davis played against the Chiefs in the playoffs, he's had great games.
Right.
But the games where he's not been in the game, Josh Allen has actually played better.
Two words.
What?
Duke Kincaid was not on the team when we played, and Gabe Davis had 4 touchdowns. Duke Kincaid is the difference between Gabe Davis, the legend of Gabe Davis, the myth of Gabe Davis, and a real football player. I rest my case.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw this. Allen missed Isabella. Isabella had nothing but open field. Lindsay writes in.
Lindsay would say that. Lindsay liked Isabella. She liked Isabella. She would say that. No, I didn't see it, but I did notice that Isabella. I just don't know why he's on the active roster. I really don't.
Because of his speed.
His speed, but it does. But I mean, he's like the kid outside playing in the rain by himself. He's just running around. Nothing's gonna come of it. He's not getting the ball.
Where is this going?
To me, it's like I got this toy, but it only works at certain times and the things got to be right. Everything got to be just right for it to work. But if it works, it's gonna be nice.
I would rather have Hardy out there. If you're gonna give me what Hardy showed, I would rather have him out there.
Yeah. Just for his run after catch ability. I mean,
that we sorely miss. I mean, Diggs tries, but he's unable. For all the things he can do, he's unable.
Right. I think this is going to be another game where they're going to try to, run up the middle against that defense, similar to how they did against the Steelers. Just try and soften them up. And I don't think it's a bad game plan either. I think they should try to soften that defensive line up, tire them out a little bit, and force them to play the Bills game. But what that also means is, the dependence on Davis being on the outside to be a good blocker. I think you have a guy like Sherfield who's actually a better blocker than Davis, but doesn't get the reps. Hardy being out there, you lose something with blocking, so I could see them not wanting to do that too much, especially with the way that Tupac has taken over the slot position. But Locked Rain writes in, he definitely did Lindsay, and then Lindsay writes in, Les Davis, more Shakir. Yeah. That's exactly what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, last question, and this is more geared towards the upcoming game. How scary are the Chiefs after their win over the Dolphins in the way that they beat that Dolphins team?
Let's ask TD how he feels about this. No. No, I don't view them any. They're not any more scary because the Dolphins, the Cowboys, and the Eagles are on the same bucket. The Dolphins never beat a team over 500 this year. They got beat by us pretty badly. I mean, they got ran out of the building by a couple of squads, and it's just they couldn't get themselves. They got talent,
right?
And they couldn't get themselves out of neutral. So for the Chiefs to blow up on them, that's cool. I mean, we would have did the same thing if we, given a chance to really get off. So no, I'm not. That doesn't change me at all.
Okay. All right. Good. I feel the same way. I think with all the injuries the Dolphins had, the Dolphins played that team a lot tougher when they faced them in was it Germany?
Mm-hmm.
And they had a lot more of their players healthy at that point. So I'll chalk that one up to injuries. I believe so strongly that receiving core is not going to beat our secondary. They're going to have to win with their run game if they're going to do anything. But when you got Dotson playing, when you got Klein playing, those guys are great against the run. I will take leaving those guys in the game all day long.
Yeah.
Shut the run down, force them to pass, and let's see where it goes.
Our
But
D-line they surprised us. Their D-line has been really good this year. So
yeah,
keep it going.
absolutely. Mac, what you got? How scary are the Chiefs?
I will feel a lot better if Taron Johnson and Bernard was playing.
And Bernard was playing?
I would feel a lot better. Not that I'm not scared, but I'm a little nervous because they're not. Like I said, I'm worried about Kelsey, man. Like with Taron not being there and not Bernard being there too, Kelsey I think he could get off on us, and that's what scares me. And that's all Pat Mahomes need.
Well, what was the story on Taylor Rapp? What was that all about? Is he done or
he got injured from last game when he made that
calf.
interception? I don't know what it was though.
I think it was his calf.
It was a calf.
I think so. And if he can go, that would kind of satisfy a bracket on Kelsey in terms of letting Rasul go and keep him underneath. But I don't know if he's practicing, if he's able to go this week or what. And that we need to monitor that very closely.
Yeah. Excuse me. Locked Rain writes in, scary? Not at all. It's the Dolphins. All right. Okay. That's all I got as far as the front seven is concerned. Are we getting into? I came up with a name. I don't know if you're gonna like it for your segment.
Well, he wanted to talk about the offense. We didn't really get delve into the offense the way.
I'm not saying this is gonna be. How much time do we have?
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah.
My goodness. Okay. All right. We got some time. Okay, so you want to get both of y'all sound like y'all want to get to the offense. It's time to get to the offense.
Let's get to this offense. He rubbing them together.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Mac. What you got?
Listen, man. I don't know what it is, but bro, dude, they clicking on all cylinders, man. Everybody, Diggs, Hardy, Tupac, Kincaid, Knox, Cook, like these boys got me so amped right now, man. Like. Make it so bad. So I was at the game, right? I missed the first touchdown. But as I'm walking in the stadium, I hear this huge roar. I'm like, oh, something happened. I think that was the fumble that Pickens had. Mm-hmm. Like 3 minutes later, I'm like, oh, what happened? Touchdown. I'm like, dude. Like, bro, that offense was just like every single last one of those dudes, man. Like they're like, let's look at the receiving errors. Like Diggs, 7 catches, 9 targets. 52 yards. Kincaid, 19.7 average. Touchdown, 6 targets. Like, I think we talked about this. Like, would you rather have Diggs go on or would you rather Allen pass the ball to everybody? Like, when he passed the ball to everybody, like, I don't see a team that can stop this offense, man.
No doubt.
Like, they clicking. And, like, my man Tupac is balling right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, man. Like, all of them. And to your point when you said about Diggs, he's not back in the end zone. He's not, but he's having fun, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, these boys is on a different level, man. Like, these boys is locked in. Like, the offense is locked in, bro. Like, I don't see their offense being the issue of why we lose. That's why I was kind of nervous about the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. The Bills' offense against their defense doesn't worry me at all. At all. It's just the defense stopping the Chiefs' offense. But, man, I think we're balling out, man. Like, and that run by Allen, who does that? Like, he
bust through a tackle.
Dude could have slid. He could have went down. He was like, "Nah, I want the touchdown." Like,
what was Pat Peterson doing on that play?
Yo, they say he's making a business decision.
He really did. He didn't even care. I'm like, there's no. I wrote my notes like, there's no way Twinny couldn't have made a play on him. I'm like, there's no way. And I would have to take a hard look at that if I was a talent evaluator or a team evaluator. I'm like, yo, you can't have that on this team. Well, young player, we can't have that on this team, man. You got to get in there. We brought you in for a reason, to be an example, and that wasn't it. Right. But yeah, no, I and like I said, I kind of gave away a little bit of what I want to talk about with the offense with Gabe Davis. Is I really had no idea who the number 2 receiver was. You know, I literally have no clue who it was. It was Duke was out there, Knox was out there, and I think did you watch it back, Mel, or did you just watch it at the game? And
I just watched it at the game. I get a chance to watch it at the crib again.
Okay, did you see when James Cook made the run to the left side? He like ran up Steph Diggs back, and Diggs it looked like Diggs was getting on him a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, because Diggs was trying to set the block and Cook ran up his back, and it looked like he was like saying you could have did something else. I was blocking you to go, and like they were having a conversation back to the thing. It looked like a teaching moment, you know. But I mean, maybe because you didn't see it, maybe everybody didn't see it. Now Diggs is not a diva, I guess. But
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I was cooking dinner at that point. So.
I already had my steak made. I never ate it though. What's up? Gil?
The other point too, no turnovers, clean game.
Oh yeah,
Like that's what an elite team looks like when they don't do turnovers.
and there wasn't any almost turnovers either. There wasn't any like,
Right.
man, if those 2 plays got called back, man,
Right.
those turnovers, where would he be? Where would we be?
Yeah, man. Like,
But I did want to say this. If you look at this, it was 6-game winning streak we're on now, right? Or is it 7? 7-game winning
7
streak.
right now.
From the
Six.
time they
Oh,
started
6.
winning games, the offense has progressively gotten better every single week. In some way, shape, or form, they've brought about a new element of the offense that was designed to win that particular game. And what you're seeing is we have an offense that is very malleable and is built to win in several different ways, right? Now, when you take into consideration having a dominant superstar like Josh Allen and then adding on to that all of these different weapons that all do amazing different things, you are now a scary team going to the playoffs. Like, getting past the Steelers team, I don't think there's a team in the league that wants to see the Bills right now, especially in their house.
Yeah.
Like, Chiefs or no Chiefs, I don't care. Listen, Mahomes is losing sleep at night thinking about this game on Sunday. On top, like, never mind the fact that he's never played a playoff game away from home. He's played in Super Bowls. That's not at home, right? So he's played in big time games, not at Gia Field.
Right.
And so, to be honest, I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference. But when you take into consideration the fact that he now knows he's going to have to be able to try and go toe to toe with Josh, not the other way around.
Right.
Josh gonna get off.
Right.
Right? We got weapons. They can't cover everybody.
Right.
So, in my mind, it's like, man, we've shown that we can do whatever it takes to win. We did it against them in their house, and we're going to do it again on Sunday. That's just the bottom line of it. I love what I'm seeing from the offense, and I think it starts with that mindset of just doing whatever it takes to win.
I kind of want to watch that game over again.
Which one? This one?
The Bills and KC. Just because. Was that game ever? I'm trying to remember. Was that game ever out like, oh man, we're gonna lose this game? Was it ever like that for y'all?
Steelers?
No,
Against
Bills,
KC?
the Bills and Chiefs game earlier.
Yeah, when that last play, like that whole last drive, I was like, they've been blitzing all game. Why did I think I was texting y'all too? Like, why they don't keep blitzing? Why are they playing soft covers now? Why they keep doing this? Why they keep, like, it just seemed like they were tight on that last drive. The defense, I mean, but the ref call, it is what it is at this point. I do I think that we would have given up, and I know this is like extremely hypothetical, but let's say, for instance, that Kelsey never makes a decision to toss the ball to
Kadarius Toney.
right to Tony at that point, and he just catches it and goes down right there. Do I think that the Chiefs are going to be able to finish that drive off based on what they were doing? Yeah. Yeah. And I got really nervous. You know what I mean? So I think there is an element of this that in my mind is like, Mahomes is just as good as Josh Allen at toying with defenders and making things happen and asserting his will at key points. The only difference I think with Josh and Mahomes is Mahomes seems to have mastered the art of setting things up in the future. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because he doesn't scramble every play.
Right.
He typically waits until the fourth quarter until he has to start scrambling.
And then he gets you for that 40-yard run that you ain't expecting.
Exactly, because because the whole game he's been in the pocket trying to make plays.
Right.
Now when he starts taking off on you, your defense don't know what to do at that point.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas Josh, he gonna break out a few times, and then all of a sudden your linebackers are now playing man spy, and you can make adjustments on that during the game. So that's just one of the things that kind of sticks out to me of like that could be a problem. But Mahomes is Mahomes. He's going to be a problem no matter what team he's on. Right. But I think Sean is going to have a game plan for shutting him down. I really do.
You're not going to believe this, but for what you laid out, I wasn't nervous at that point.
No?
When I thought they scored. It was a minute 25 on the clock.
That does shock me.
We had 2 timeouts down by 1 at that point. Josh Allen would have got us in field goal range. He would have, and with Tyler Bass, say what you want about a season, he's got the leg to get it there. So, I mean, the most beneficial point in that touchdown when Tony ran it in was he left too much time on the clock.
Yeah.
It was like I said before, when we talked about what I said when Mahomes got the ball back, I said it's too much time. Same thing applies for Josh.
Yeah.
It's too much time. A minute 25 to get down, and that's not even factoring in what kick return we might have. That's not factoring in 2 more timeouts. That's not factoring in good field play. So I figured we would have a chance to score regardless. I didn't get down on them when I saw that we were down by 1 at that point in time. So the fact that we ended up winning that game, I saw it the same way as it happened. For once.
Yeah.
For once. But I always get nervous in the beginning, and I calm down as the game goes on.
Yeah.
I freak out as the game goes on.
Do you really?
No, I mean, sometimes I do. Real quick, Locked Rain writes in, she says, I get that take, but they would have been giving Allen the ball back with more than 1 minute and 2 timeouts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did think about that, too. Yeah. When they scored that touchdown, we still had plenty of time, and it looked like Josh was getting ready to go out there and handle business. So that's a great point, Locked Rain. Lindsay writes in, excuse me, But in those Super Bowls, it was a neutral field and fans. Mahomes never played in an away stadium in the playoffs with passionate fan base like Buffalo. Mm-hmm. That's also a great point. I think for me, it's we've never seen it, so I don't know what to expect.
Right.
You know what I mean? I only know what I've seen Mahomes do in neutral site games like
I
the
can
Germany
tell
game.
you what I know this fan base is going to do on Sunday. I mean, bring the
They was throwing
decimeter
snowballs.
out.
They was throwing snowballs at the receivers. The Steelers.
That was
receivers.
funny. It hit Dane Jackson ankle, but
listen.
But I'm saying, bring the decimeter out. Bring it out.
Batteries
your
might be
inside's
flying.
going to be man.
Like the old school days, people might be bringing batteries to the stadium.
Hey, that joint was
gonna be
loud
bad.
yesterday, bro.
Think about
it was loud.
Yeah,
bro.
think about how loud it's going to be when the Chiefs finally come to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We finally get the red and white to come to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Is our stadium bigger than theirs? Like in terms of people?
I think theirs is bigger, I believe.
So
we got 73,000.
one thing I want to say for
We're closer to the field,
for that Travis Kelce play.
Yeah.
So he said the only reason why he pitched it because he saw the flag. He thought it was an offside. He thought it was a free play.
That makes sense.
So imagine if, what I'm saying is, if he didn't line up offsides, I don't think Kelce pitches that ball.
And that works in my advantage because if he doesn't pitch the ball and gets tackled, now the clock is running.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah.
So everybody's giving and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it wasn't a good play. I'm just saying.
Oh no, it was heads up as ever.
Had he not seen that flag, he's not pitching that ball.
If that's the case, and that's way more heads up than we thought. That's way more heads up because the thing about you're in the middle of a play, you turn around and see a flag downfield, you're like, free play.
Right, because he thought, no matter what, it's going in our favor. Even if he drop it, fumble, whatever, we still gonna get the advantage because it's offsides. But it was offsides on you.
That's insane.
Locked Rain writes in the last time the Chiefs came to Buffalo was during COVID and no fans. And Lindsay says exactly. Forgive me, but that wasn't the last time. The last time the Chiefs were here was I think it was two years ago, where Von Miller forced an interception to Taron Johnson and the Bills won that game. We had fans in the stadium at that point.
Did they?
Yeah.
What year was that?
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
I thought it said that he hasn't played here in 4 years.
He's played here twice in the last 4 years.
Really? Mm-hmm. I remember 2017.
I can pull it
not definitely not in the playoffs, but regular season, they play here twice.
Yeah, we played at Kansas City in 22, 21 at Kansas City, 20. They were here in 2020. That was when there was no fans.
Oh, so I might be wrong.
2020 was no fans, so 2019.
17.
Why did I think that was here? Or did our fans just bombard the stadium?
Like we always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like 2020 was the last time they played here.
How is that possible? The dude is
I don't know. I don't know how to construct schedules. How do you guys know how they do this?
So basically, the way it goes is
they write the script.
they get the first team plays the first team schedule. However, they said it flips every 3 years. So for example, since KC was the number one team in the the West, we were the number one team in the East, so we have to play each other. But 3 years they can't switch it.
That's trash.
So that's why everybody kept saying, "Yo, why we keep playing in KC?"
That's
Because I was listening on the radio. Sal actually broke it down, and I'm like, "That's bullcrap."
Of course Sal does. Sal has this like encyclopedia of nonsense in his head.
Yo, he do become like with
He
all
does.
types
He's
of
like-
stuff. I'm like, yo, how do you know that?
When he says listen or something like that, I can just picture in my head him sitting up on the mic like really excited to like stitch the whole idea down.
Yeah.
He's just I don't know. I just like how he talks. You know, a lot of people think he's controversial or aggravating, whatever. But I appreciate him for the usual. Just because he's was one of us and now he's ascended to one of them. But sometimes he comes back to us. But then usually he's over there. He's just a hard one to figure out. But yeah. Getting back on about the offense, so are we going to see Fournette? Are we going to see? I mean,
No, he was cut.
No, he got cut.
Oh, we cut him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, did they cut him and put him back on the practice squad? Because you can elevate him again.
No, they released him from the practice
They
squad.
cut him from the practice squad.
Yeah. He gone.
That's tough. He must have asked for it.
I guess Murray's back to regular health.
That's what I'm thinking. He probably asked for
He
it.
probably asked
Like, yo,
for
if
it.
y'all ain't gonna use me, like
I
just
can
cut me.
go on and do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If y'all win the Super
where's he
Bowl,
going to
get a
go?
ring.
He was better off staying here and just getting a ring.
He'll get it regardless, probably. More than likely, like if it's in basketball, you got to play a certain amount of time, you still get the ring even if you're not there. I don't know what the rules are in football. So he gonna be walking around with somebody else's team with a Bills ring.
Did y'all see that one game I played in?
Right, I was in there. I was mean, sucker. I was mean. No, I you know what? And to talk about, I think one of you guys mentioned Joe Brady. One of you guys mentioned. I forget what you mentioned.
No, we had,
which one of you was?
One of our viewers.
I just think that he works with Josh because he's got the youth mentality. They're 7 years apart in age.
Joe Brady, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're 7 years apart in age. He looks like they said he brings the juice. I thought it was another one of those McDermott stupid taglines, but no, he brings something different than what we saw before. And I wanted to give McDermott a little bit of praise before we get out of here in terms of his aggressiveness. His play calling. It's not just play calling for McDermott. McDermott challenging the two challenges he threw out there. The timeout utilization, the personnel he throws out there. This is different, and I would love to keep bringing it back to that Tyler Dunn article, but at some point, it has to be within. It's got to be internal within McDermott to do stuff, because we're seeing things on the field we've never seen with Josh Allen and James Cook and all the others as well.
Yeah. All right. Is that everything? We getting into stats? No.
I ain't got nothing today.
All right.
We can. You know what? Let's make it a rule to do stats. The primer.
Oh, the pre.
Yeah, the primer. Yeah, we'll do the
gotcha.
stats on the primer.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the end of the show. Let me go ahead and line up everything over here so that Keyshawn can try and
I will do no such thing. Yes, I will.
thwart my efforts.
Yes, I will. I'm gonna make it ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
The 90-second challenge.
Did I say ling? No.
Let me see here.
My phone ring. Oh yeah, you want to know something funny though?
What?
I forgot. Before I was coming to the show today, I promised I was gonna tell the story, and he said still. He actually is. Your kids have school tomorrow?
No.
Mine, yeah. The little heathen's gonna be home with me. So he's like, Dad, how come it's three of you guys now? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, why is it three? I said, we invited Mel. He was like, well, why you invite me? I said,
Oh, snap.
I said, why would we? He said, Dad, think about it. He said, subscriptions, cuteness. I'm cute.
Oh,
I'll
snap.
come in. He said, I'll come in and I'll get you more subscriptions. I'll get you money. I'm like, we don't get paid, but this is the conversation I had. He was like, think about it. I'm like,
Are you thinking about it?
I mean, if I can figure out a way to get him, Mondays maybe.
How many people think Kenyon should come on the show?
You're going to regret it. Mom, you can't vote.
Locked Rain says she's making cheesecakes tomorrow for Ken.
kind?
For Key.
What kind?
For Key.
What kind?
I want to know what kind. But yeah.
Yo, he's got the investor mentality already, bro. Like, think of the money, Pops. Like, with me, like, look at the subscribers. Like, he already got that mindset.
So I'm saying, you got to cultivate that, bro.
I'm cute. Let me on. I said, so I guess we should take you when you get the eye
Cute in
stuff
the
out
cells,
Yeah.
man.
the eye
He knows
cred
it.
out of you got to be quiet too.
That might be. Well,
That's the
he's
issue.
quiet in general, right? He ain't gonna talk up here.
Ken?
You gotta,
He's not gonna talk in front of me.
We got to interview him.
He would.
What do you
Really?
think about football?
I
What do you
will-
think about the Bills?
He was like, man, I think Josh Allen is.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, what else
Okay.
you got? Steph Diggs?
She said Oreo and Crunch. Locked Rain. I don't know your real name, but I hold grudges, and if I don't get a piece of this Oreo and Crunch, I don't know.
You had it. You had it.
I did have it.
You had it.
Oh, okay.
She made me when you want another one.
Yep.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. That is more than fair.
So if you make a little bit extra by accident or something like that, that'll be cool too. Okay. We ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see.
I mentioned Ken, so I feel good about life now.
Where is my mouse? There we go.
Yeah. Yes.
All
I'll
right.
take it.
Messed up voice and all. I got 90 seconds to get this thing out of here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna say thank you to everybody that wrote into us and asked us questions and all that. We love it. We live for it. This is what the show is all about: is connecting with the Bills fans and getting down to the nitty gritty and finding out all of the different inner workings of the team and everything that's going on. Listen, Lindsay. Lindsay slowing me down now. She says if he can get you more subscribers, do it.
That's right.
Hey, I'm with it. Like you said, listen, you got the business mentality already. Let's do it. With that said, everywhere on every social media platform, we are Edified. I'm sorry, not Edified. Jeez, we are.
but I would like to be.
We are Post Podium Podcast. I might not make it. We are Post
No, you're
Podium
not.
Podcast on all our social media platforms. Please go and find us. Please like and follow and all the other stuff that comes with those social media platforms. We've been populating IG like crazy now,
yeah.
right? That
Yeah.
one's up and going. So we got that one going. I don't even know what's left. We got like.
I wanted to say, no, you're going to start with it's not even being funny. I just got word. My uncle just texted me, Mo Lindquist is out as UB's head coach. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Woo!
Wow, that's a win for Key.
Yeah.
All right. So. Yeah. Everybody else slowing me down, so I get another 90 seconds.
That was my bad.
Leon can't do everything. So with that being said, for anybody who's viewed the show for the first time, or if you're watching this after the live is over and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, smash the like button for us, please, and let us know what you think. We have had a few people, tell us good job and tell us they like the show and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's all good feedback. We need to know what works and what doesn't, so that we can make this the best possible product for you guys. If you guys don't have anything else.
No.
All right, so for the Post Podium Podcast, home of the All Truth No Sodium takes, I have been your co-host Aramis.
Melly Mac.
And this key.
We made it in 180 seconds, but we made it.
He does math too.
I didn't do it today. Yeah, I know.
No,
All right.
it was me. I ain't gonna lie. I really had to get that message out.
All right, with that being said, thank y'all very much for watching. We are out.
Peace.
Peace.